Really quick, just to recap, there is a breaking, devastating story today that the Prime Minister's office and the Public Safety Minister's office it's alleged that they tried to leverage the horrific Nova Scotia mass shooting, the largest mass killing in Canadian history, that there's allegations that they tried to use that for their own political gain concerning that May 2020 firearms OIC ban, where 1,500 so-called assault-style firearms were banned. You'll remember that. So we had the pandemic hit in March, the horrific mass killing in April, and then in May they brought forward that OIC in a very backhanded kind of way. And OIC is kind of like an executive order, if you recognize that language better. And so what's being alleged today by the superintendent for the RCMP of Nova Scotia, a very high-ranking individual, he was in a meeting within the week of that mass killing, and the RCMP commissioner, Brenda Lucky, said, and he wrote these notes down, so this is verbatim his own notes. He said that the commissioner said she had promised the Minister of Public Safety and the Prime Minister's office that the RCMP would release this information. Again, there was a critical criminal investigation going on. Local RCMP was trying to keep a handle on that to get to the bottom of the crime, the horrific tragedy, and the RCMP commissioner was trying to get them to release information more quickly. And they're saying, look, this is going to jeopardize the investigation we're doing. We cannot be doing this. And she says that she had promised the PMO and the Public Safety Minister that she would get this information released, which insinuates that there's political interference going on, that she was being pressured to get this information. Again, these are allegations, but this is what's being alleged. She then went on to say that this was tied to pending gun control legislation. Pretty shocking, devastating, and quite frankly, appalling news today. When I did a live hit with CBC Power and Politics today, the Liberal member of Parliament that was defending the government said, like, in essence, and I'm paraphrasing, I'll link it so you can see it for yourself, but in essence, like, how dare the Conservatives allege that we would ever use this tragedy for our own political gain? We don't operate that way. Well, a high-ranking official is saying that, you know, the commissioner for the RCMP has said that, or saying that it was promised. She promised. That insinuates interference. And we frankly know that the Liberal government has a record of misleading the public on things like this. If you remember the the SNC Lavalin scandal, that's way back, but do you remember that? Prime Minister came out and said, we did not direct Jody Wilson-Raybould. And meanwhile, if you read her book and you followed that story closely, obviously she sustained significant pressure to make that decision. That is irrefutable. It is documented. Of course, they were playing fast and loose with the legal language and saying, oh, no, but we didn't direct her, which, you know, but they obviously pressured her. So, again, a different situation, but a similar denial and say, how dare you accuse us of that? But we know that it was, in fact, true, that she was pressured. So I don't think, and let me know if you disagree, but I don't think that the Liberals deserve any benefit of the doubt on this. I don't feel that they do. So as a result, the Conservatives believe that we need to have a fulsome investigation of this. We need to hear from all the witnesses. We need to hear from the commissioner. We need to hear from the superintendent. We should hear from the Minister of Public Safety at the time, which was Bill Blair. We should hear from representatives of the Prime Minister's office. We need to get to the bottom of this, because this is the RCMP is supposed to be independent. So if the Prime Minister's office is pressuring the RCMP to go against a criminal investigation, to release information to the public for their own political gain, that is a serious, serious matter. And a great violation of the independence of the RCMP, a great violation of our democratic institutions, our democratic process. I get worked up about it because it's so disgusting if this is true. And again, they're denying that it is. And frankly, I hope that it isn't true. Because if this is true, this is like a whole new low for politicians to stoop to. And again, we saw them bring forward that OIC only a month after the killing, that horrible mass killing. And then this time around, when there was horrific killings in the U.S., shortly thereafter, within a week or two, They talked about those U.S. Mass killings when they announced their Bill C-21, that handgun freeze. So they're claiming, oh, but that's just the timing of the legislation just happened to be coming out at that time. Maybe, or maybe you release these things when you have the opportunity to leverage horrible tragedies to bolster public opinion for things. Because that seems to be the pattern with the Nova Scotia mass killing and the horrific killings in the United States. Soon thereafter, the Liberal government follows with firearm-related legislation and OICs and the like. So we are continually they scoff at us and say, how dare you make these allegations? But now we have a superintendent of the RCMP in Nova Scotia saying, that Brenda Lucki said that she promised them because it was related to the gun legislation. That's political interference at the highest level of Canadian government. So I will come to you with more updates about this. We have a number of tools in the toolbox to hold the Liberals to account on this. We believe all the witnesses should be testifying at committee so we can learn the truth, so you can learn the truth. I couldn't think of anything more important than to get to the bottom of this. We need to have a government who isn't operating in this, the words are not safe for children, so I will not use them, but it is appalling, I will say that, and we deserve to know the truth. So I'll come to you with more updates soon, but this is the update today. Thank you for tuning in.